Well, here we are. Welcome to Jennifer to the Rescue. I am your lyrical appreciation expert. Yeah, everybody knows what that, and you know what? There's going to be an army of them someday. We are here at the Wofford Theater, beautiful Wofford Theater in Noblesville, and we thank our sponsor, Logan Street Signs and Banners. And I'm so happy every week that I get to come and share. Well, a lyrical appreciation expert, in my opinion, actually helps you connect and celebrate those people and relationships in your life that are very important to you, and just kind of staying in touch. And years of sales taught that to me. I am very fortunate to be able to bring wonderful people to you, my viewers, my listeners, my viewers. And today's guest is Morgan Dale. And how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jennifer?
Good. You look beautiful. You look
thank
beautiful.
you.
And you know what? I know you. Oh, you're welcome. I know you very well. Well, not really well. I really wish I knew you better. So that's why I invited you to come on here so we could all hear your story.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Morgan you're just 17.
I am.
Almost 18 though.
Yes.
Yes.
About 4 weeks.
You're
till
counting.
birthday.
You're not counting.
No, I'm not.
You're not counting.
Not at all.
What day is it actually? I got to make sure I put that on my calendar.
October 11th.
Okay, October 11th. I don't think I
Yes.
had that down. But you know what? Like I said, I know you very as well as I would from our couple meetings. But you need to tell everybody, why would I have you on my show? No, I'm just joking. I do have you on my show for a reason.
You
Tell them
do.
what you've been through in 17 years.
I have had a valve replacement and 2 complete heart transplants.
And that's,
Yes.
that's
It's a little bit of something, maybe.
for anybody who's lived a full life, that would be, I mean, if they were, but I don't even know where you begin to tell your story. I mean, obviously, you have memories of your childhood probably that are so different from anybody. Can you share what you do know about your child? I mean, almost 18, 2
Yes.
heart transplants.
Mhm.
You know, I had been telling people you were going to be on my show, and I was saying, well, because I was excited because it was pretty cool. I was, she's had, and I kept saying 2 heart transplants, and I thought, that can't be. But it really
It really is.
It really
is true.
So what are you, and then the valve replacement as well.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us, can you kind of go back just briefly and or whatever, not even briefly, just we have
Yeah.
time, share, what do you remember about, how did that all, I mean, what do your parents, did your mom even know about, how did they even find all this out? I mean.
Well, I was born, and when I was
That's a good start.
That is
See,
a
it
very
was
good
easy.
start
It
to
was
be
easy.
born. It's
It
a
was
very,
easy.
very good start.
Yeah.
At 3 days old, I was sent to Riley
Children's Hospital.
Riley Children's Hospital in downtown Indianapolis. I've been there for almost 18 years. And
You've been going back.
I've been, yes.
So you're a patient of Riley Children's.
I
very
am.
Good. Okay.
I
yes.
am still a patient to this day. I went Monday.
So
so
they keep very close tabs to make sure everything is
Yeah.
because I'm very, I mean, until I met you, I
Mhm.
really hadn't known too much about how this all works. So you're going to educate us a little bit. So at 3 days, you were hospitalized, obviously, with
Yes.
issues. So what do you remember? Or what do you remember? You were 3 days old. But what happened from there? Do you know? What can you tell us?
I was sent to Riley. And at Riley, they found that I had a blood clot in the aortic valve of my heart that I was born with. They also found that I was born with 3 other blood clots, one
Really?
one in each eye and one in my brain.
Oh.
Yes. And they also found through different testing and things that I had 2 mini strokes before I was ever born.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So you were 3 days old and you'd lived a lot. I mean, you'd had a lot of issues. So, okay,
Yes.
so 3 days. So fast forward, they helped. What happened then? I mean, I don't know. Did you have a transplant then?
Not just then. At 6 weeks old,
They
five
had
and a
to
half,
wait.
6 weeks old, I had the valve replacement surgery done. They
Mhm.
tried that first, and the doctor
Okay, so
worked.
okay.
Yep, the surgeon worked for about 14 and a half hours, and he said, there was nothing else he could do. The valve would not work, and then I was put in the ICU, and about 5 days later, I wasn't told. I was 7 weeks old.
Right.
But my family was told that they had gotten a heart, and that's when I received my first heart transplant.
So you received that.
Yes.
So you're going to have to educate us a little bit. So
Okay.
what is at a 7 weeks, what do they do? They wait a certain amount of time go ahead.
Not anymore, really. They have, of course, this was in
Because you're almost
96.
18, right?
Yeah,
so-
1996. So quite a ways back. And
Mhm.
now they've had infants who have had transplants at a lot earlier. I don't want to give an exact age because I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Well, you had
So-
right. Not yet.
But
You will be. You will. And now, if that's what you want to do, I have no doubt in the world that you will become a doctor
Well, thank
if you
you.
wanted to do that. But okay, so 7 weeks. So
Mhm.
then, what do? You at your 7 weeks, did you wait? Did your family have to wait a certain amount of time? When did you have your second transplant? I guess how did that transpire?
well, I had the first one at 7 weeks, and then I grew up with medications and going to.
Okay, so it's a lot of medications
Yeah.
But you did go quite a ways between your
I
7
did
weeks.
it. It was 9.5 years.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
yes, quite a ways.
Yes.
So
okay.
And then now the second one, I remember I'm at a little over 8 years now. Very excited.
Yes.
So the second one I remember, and I was fine at one testing, and then 2 years later they went in to do a full catheterization, which is where they check my arteries and the valves in my
Yeah.
heart and just make sure that everything's in
Right.
good shape. And 8 years ago it was not in good shape.
So they did another one.
They
at
did.
That point.
They found that I had developed coronary artery disease, and I
Oh
have
my
plaque
goodness.
buildup. Yes, in my arteries.
Oh my goodness.
So yes.
Okay. So obviously, Morgan is sitting here with us today. She is here today. So the second one went well because you're
Yes.
saying it's almost what?
Yeah.
9 years? 8 years?
8 years.
8
yeah,
years. So you had
everything's-
but you had coronary artery disease at that
Yes.
time.
Uh-huh.
So then they had to find, and the organ,
Uh-huh.
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard for them to find it, but they found
It
a
is.
heart.
They did, and it.
This
I was very, very fortunate that from the time I was actually put on the list to the time when I received the transplant was only 6 weeks, and so that's very.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
amazing.
very
isn't it?
incredible.
With the heart transplant.
So
yeah.
any transplant really of any kind.
Okay, so she is courageous beyond belief. Probably a lot of it you
Thank
don't
you.
even. Yes, not one, but part of the reason is because you're almost 18 and you have
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of things in your future that you're planning on, and you're looking at a very bright future. And we are not going to. We want people to come back, so we're going to take a short break. I think we don't have to. Okay, we don't have to
Oh,
take a
all
break.
right.
All right, so we'll go into. Well, obviously you're almost 18. October
I am.
11. We
Yes.
keep talking about it, but
Yes.
that's a pretty big deal in your house that you have a birthday, right?
It is.
Especially when you've lived with
Yeah.
so much.
Every year, every day is wonderful, and then especially every birthday.
Yes.
Considering that they had originally told my family that I was not eligible to get a heart, and I wasn't supposed to live, and now here I am, 18 years later, defying the odds and what the doctors said, and
Yes.
they all
Yes.
all the doctors at Riley are.
Well, I
They've-
think, we
yeah.
talked a little bit about, when I first met you, I think we talked about what a rough childhood to have to, we all think we've got, I mean, I was called some names and stuff, but I didn't really have any, but you were going through all. Now, did kids understand when you were growing up or not? No?
No.
No, that's too bad.
It was.
Was it something that they didn't know what was going on? Really? I mean, you know what I mean? I think I said it wrong. Did they understand? My son had a patch over one eye. I'm not trying to take away from anything.
No.
But he had a
No.
patch where he had a lazy eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to restaurants and stuff, and kids would make, and I was horrified. I mean, it was just, But I remember one time in school, I think his teacher sat them down, and she explained. Did you have anybody that was helping to educate kids as you were going through all this? Now you're homeschooled, though.
I am now. I am.
You are now.
I am now.
But you weren't during all that time.
No, I did spend quite a bit of time in public school, and I had my transplant the summer before my 4th grade year.
Okay.
So I missed pretty much all of my 4th grade year. I got to go in a few times and visit my class. And I had, up until the 10th grade, I had been in school and known, all of the kids my entire life. And so I had grown up with them, and I had a few best friends, and they tried really hard to understand, but kids at that age just kind of.
I was gonna say
And
adults.
it's
don't.
hard. It's hard for me sometimes still. I mean, even going through it, there are some times when I'm just going, I don't understand this. What is going on? I'm, especially at 9.5. I'm.
No, the maturity level. So you had some really rough years. I mean, it's.
I had a few, but.
So now you're homeschooled.
I am.
And you're probably then almost. Well, yeah, you're getting prepared to go to college, right?
I am. I'm now in my last year of school. In homeschooling, the kids typically don't have grade levels, junior, senior. But since I actually spent my first 2 years of high school in public school, so I am a senior per se, and I'm very excited about that. So high school's it's been kind of rough, getting through, but it's made me who I am today and gotten me to this point to be here with you. So
well, we're glad you're here today.
I love every minute of it, good and bad both.
Well, and I met Morgan at a women's conference about 3 or 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe it was longer ago than that. I don't know. But it was just, you got up and shared your story. And we're all, I mean, these are adult women that are like, oh my gosh, she's not even 18 years old and what do we have to complain about? Really not much of anything. We all have our own story, though. We all have, but it's not. So in your 17 years that I don't want to say has been short because it sounds like it's been quite an experience. You've had wonderful care through Riley Children's Hospital.
Yes.
And you've had a number of other great things, and you have wonderful things planned for your future. We are not taking a break yet, but tell us a little bit, because we had talked when we met, was IOPO. Tell us what that is. That's a community of organ.
Yes.
Okay, tell us what it is. Is there a definition? But what do those letters stand for?
The letters stand for Indiana Organ Procurement Organization.
And you and your mom are real involved with that.
We
right?
We are. IOPO, as we say to shorten it. They are responsible for the procurement of organs and handling people who are put on transplant lists and who need. People like me who need heart transplants or liver, kidneys, pancreas,
So any
kind of organ that can be transplanted, they are responsible for all of that and for finding donor matches and even some aftercare with certain types of transplants.
So you are very involved and you do a lot of volunteering and everything for different events and things. And you know what? I've been so wrapped up in our story. I want to make sure, your story, not my story, your story. I want to make sure that people see you're Morgan Dale.
I am.
And you can be reached at Oils of the Heart
Yes.
at gmail.com. When we come back from our break, which we're not going to take a break yet, this has been a really long segment, but it's great.
It
It's
has.
great. But
well,
see,
thank
you've
you.
enjoyed it, haven't you?
I have enjoyed it.
Okay.
I've enjoyed it very much.
We have one. I'm glad. People get really worried, but then they're going to come and sit here, and I'm going to say, "You got to, all these questions." No, I just want you to tell your story. What a great story, and what a
Well,
great
thank
story
you.
of hope and courage and strength and all these things. I want to make sure that if somebody does want to reach you, there might be somebody out there that wants to know more about your story. We are going to come back, and you're going to share all the great things that have happened to you over
Yes.
the last few years and where you're going, and we're going to talk about those oils of the heart a little
Yes.
bit before we're done. But would there be some kind of, like I said, we're coming back for one more segment, but do you have what is do you have like a motto, or do you have anything that,
I'm really into literature and
You're-
poetry and things like that. So I have several of them, but one that I kind of came up with on my own through some experiences I've had is perfection is not the absence of flaw, but rather the acceptance of it. So I think that's really important to remember. And
Awesome. Well, we're going to be right back because we want you to know all about what Morgan's got going on now. And we'll be right back with Jennifer to the rescue.
Have you ever gone into a store and demanded that you pay the full retail price as opposed to the advertised sale prices? Not likely. I mean, everyone likes a good deal, right? Well, what if there was a way that saving money could be fast, fun, and profitable? Intrigued? Well, it's a new program from Paid to Save that uses a model called incentivized sharing, and it's super simple and totally cool. And here's how it works. Step 1. Save money. You can download our mobile app for free from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Our app is designed to save you money all over town by listing the deals, steals, and coupons of local merchants and the big box retailers like Target, Best Buy, Sears, and Walgreens. Step 2. Share the savings. Our app has viral tools allowing you to instantly invite all of your friends to download our app and share in the savings. Step 3. Make money. As your friends go around town saving money, you'll be making money. At Paid to Save, we know how to say thank you, and we do it by paying you a percentage of all commissions received from all the people who've downloaded our app as a result of your sharing. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. And as your friends tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, there are opportunities for you to make even more. So go ahead and download our free mobile app so you too can start getting paid to save today.
We've been having so much fun here at Jennifer to the Rescue here with Morgan, Dale, and we're so thankful for Logan Street Signs and Banners to have us in every week that I can introduce my friends, my listeners, my viewers, to my friends that I meet. And Morgan, you have quite a story. We were just talking about the 2 transplants before you were, how old? 9 and a half? No, almost 10.
yes,
And
before I
her-
was 10.
Before you were 10, and she's 17.
Mm-hmm.
And all kinds of great things are happening. But you struggled, and you now have, and you're homeschooled, but you're a
Yes.
senior, which
I
is where
am.
I think you should be at the age you're at, right?
Yes.
And your
Yep.
birthday is October 11th. I've written that down.
It
I'm not
is.
going to forget. But tell us some of the great things. I mean, yes, you struggled, but you have, my goodness. Look at what you're doing. Great things. You've got college plans. And tell us again, what is your major you're thinking?
For a major, I am thinking about communications and or journalism because I really love the field and I really love to write and to
Well, I was going to say share with everybody because you
Yeah.
write.
I write quite a bit. I write lyrics. Don't write music. I'm not a musician. You're the musician.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'll
no.
let you take care of that part.
Okay.
Poetry, I write short stories. I have about 4 novels that I just can't seem to finish, but that's okay.
You know,
And I
you've
just
been
about
doing
anything.
a few other things.
I
haven't you,
have.
Whatever.
The volunteering has kind of,
Yes.
Yeah.
You and your mom are very and I mean, because of your heart transplants and everything.
Mhm.
What was the Miracle Ride story in 2009? You were the
In 2009, I was chosen. I was nominated by my cousin, and I was chosen to be their poster child, per se. And I got to really help out Riley and
Riley Children's
yes,
Hospital.
Riley
yes.
Children's Hospital, and to give awareness
Sure.
for Riley Hospital and for organ donation and transplants. And
So if somebody's out on the internet, they might be able to still find some information. It's been a few years ago.
about
I don't know.
5 years
Yeah,
ago,
it might
they
be.
can.
It could be out there.
Yeah, they can definitely. They can still find it, and I think we still have my email address up there. And if anyone
Yes.
has any questions for me about anything, I'm definitely open. I want to use what I have been through to help other people, and that's what I got to do with the Miracle Ride, and then a few other
Great.
organizations that I'm involved with. I'm actually involved with another motorcycle ride in Evansville.
Oh, really? And when is
Yes, that one it's in May every year. And this coming year for 2015, it's May 16th,
that? Okay.
and it's called Mad Max's Ride for the Kids at Riley.
Okay. So Mad Max's Ride for the Kids at Riley.
Yes.
Ride for the kids. Oh, sorry about that. For the kids. Okay, I'm
You can
making notes.
And I can tell you later too, because it's
Yes. And we want to, I mean, you have got, and you're thinking unofficially, you know where you're going to college.
I do. I am planning on attending University of Southern Indiana down in Evansville. I love the city so much. I love the school. They have absolutely everything I want to study, from the communications and journalism majors to a wonderful choir and theater arts department. So
That sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun.
yes,
And you know what? I can only imagine the stories that you can share because of all the things that, even if you were just 3 days old when you but I mean, all the things that you went, or 7 weeks when you had your first,
yes,
I mean, obviously, but you have dealt with so much more than a lot of people do in a whole lifetime. Can't imagine. So what are you doing now? You're kind of besides going to college, besides your plans for writing and the novels and the everything, you're doing something else. And a lot of us have maybe heard about
maybe
the essential oils, and what is it called?
I am doing an internship under some people that work for the company doTERRA, and they provide essential oils. And it is just a really wonderful company, and the oils are great. I use them for my health, and
So that's been a big
yeah,
factor. I mean, because
It has.
you and your mom shared with me when we
Mhm.
met that you've used a lot of them to help in your own struggles, and they've been wonderful. So it's thus the email, Oils of the Heart.
Yes.
Correct? So if they wanted to
Correct.
know more about, and the company is called doTERRA.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I know I have, and you could probably, what does lavender do? Because I have like a little thing of lavender I bought from somebody, and I think it was for poison ivy.
Lavender can
Is that right?
lavender it helps with poison ivy. It helps with it's a very soothing oil. It helps with sunburns, any kind of burn.
And that might have been when I got it.
Yeah.
Before, your mom didn't want to be on camera, but your mom, before we started, you were actually doing your, she was,
I
don't even know what the smell was, but it was really nice.
It was wild orange, and the number one use for the wild orange oil is it is an uplifting oil. It is used for depression, anxiety.
You were just
things
nervous,
like that.
weren't you? But
I
see,
was
it was
nervous.
Easy.
It
was
was.
easy.
It was easy.
Fun. So the oils have all kinds of, and you have stories. So if somebody
I
does
do.
email you, and I know you're almost 18. So did you have something else you wanted to share?
We actually are planning a class, an event
Oh, cool.
for the oils, and even though I'm not officially part of the company, I am going to be hosting it under my leaders, and I can.
What's the date of it? Do
The
you know?
date is October 4th,
Okay.
and this is actually a very special event. We are doing our class, Make Over Your Medicine Cabinet, but we have yes,
That's
and
cool.
it is very true. We have a special guest speaker coming, and there are different levels in the company. It is a type of multi-level marketing, but the good kind. It's very ethical and
So you
very
can
above
learn
board.
all about your medicine cabinet and hopefully replace it with
Yeah,
the essential oils that
yeah, definitely.
that actually work. Okay.
So,
that
yeah.
actually work.
That-
Here
they
I'm
do- no,
sounding
they
like
do.
I'm not hired by the medical companies to endorse their pharmaceutical products. So it's on the 4th. They could
Yes.
email you. They could call you.
Yes,
What is the
definitely.
time and where is it? Do you know?
The time is 2:00 in the afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and it is going to be at whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too fast. The MCL cafeteria
Okay.
on 82nd Street in Castleton.
Okay, that's easy enough to find.
Oh, 86th.
86.
I'm
That's
sorry.
right at the corner there where it kind of turns into 86.
86th
yeah.
and Allisonville.
No, it's at the other end.
no.
All right. Well, they
Okay.
need to email you. They
Please
need,
email me or
yes.
call me. I'm sorry. I'm learning all
You're
of this.
doing great. No problem. I didn't even ask you about that before. I know. Don't. Okay, here we go. You know what? I want to remind everybody that you think you've got it rough. And that was why Morgan was just a really cool guest to have on. The stories, I'm sure that you have so many things you could share. And we are just so glad that you could join us today. She's going to be on my radio show tomorrow.
Yes.
As well. That's true. We just practiced for that.
We did.
Yes, we did. And it's radionext.tv tomorrow afternoon from 12 to about 1 is when I think it goes from 12 to 2, and you're welcome to stick around.
Sure.
But tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit. It's really relaxed there, too. All of a sudden, I think we got some extra time. So I am cool with that idea. When I meet people like you, I was looking this morning on, first of all, I want to make sure everybody knows there's a fish fry tomorrow night here in Noblesville.
Yes.
It's from 4 to 7, and it's Dan's Fish Fry, and I just have to promote it because I'm providing some of the music, all of the
Ooh.
music. And Radio Next is going to be there as well, and our guest last week was talking about it, but it's over at Harbor Manor and the Lodge, and I just want to make sure people know if you follow Dan's Fish Fry, or if you even hear about it, everybody raves about Dan's Fish Fry. But I just want to make sure I get that in. And before we leave, I always try to leave with an upbeat kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
a musician, and upbeat to me is something that just gives you that up feeling. And like you said, you said something earlier that made me think about upbeat. That works for her too, because that's what she's all about.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And this was on a post this morning from just a guy I know that had he's had some real health issues, and we are only promised today the seriously ill are more aware of their mortality. This knowledge can either frighten or empower us. And I definitely believe with Morgan, it has definitely empowered you. It just
It
makes you
has.
more, it seems like you have a gusto for life every day. And like you said, a birthday's not the same when
No.
when you've struggled with the things you've struggled with. And happiness is not by chance, but by choice. I mean, you could let it get you down, but you don't. Look what you're
I don't.
doing. What a great future. What a
Thank
great
you.
story. Thank you very much for joining us this week on Jennifer to the Rescue. Thank you, Logan Street Signs and Banners. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank
And
you for
we will
having me,
talk to
Jennifer.
you. You're welcome. And we will see you next week, or talk to you next week, whatever. Thanks for stopping.